Can you really hear me? Like, y'all, know your numbers. Know your numbers. This changed the game for me. Okay. What is the cost of doing business? Every single month, you have the same bills. What's the cost? What are your expenses? Okay. What does it cost to make sure your business runs? Baseline. What does it cost to acquire a customer? Mind blowing. If you're working 5 days out of the week, 8 to 5, right? And you finally land a customer on week 4, what did that cost you? How much? A month's worth of salary, right? How much does it cost your business to hire help and train them to be up to speed to where you won't have to do it anymore? Mind blowing. When I understood this concept and I started to dig down in my numbers, I had to cut some fat because there were some things that I was spending money on that I did not need to spend any money on. I had subscriptions that I was a part of. I had low boards that I was paying for. I had TMS systems that I was paying for, wasn't even using. I had cell phones, computers, um, different subscriptions on each computer that I was paying for. Y'all, when I dug into my numbers and I really started to see, wow, you can reallocate this money somewhere else, sis. When I seen that, that changed the game for me because it left me with excess amount of funds that I was able to put into something else or flip it or grow it. And that changed the game for me. That was one. All right. Number 2, as I as my business grew, I had to grow. All right, I'm going to repeat that. As my business grew, I had to grow. Okay. My mindset had to grow. My vision had to grow. My future self, futuristic thinking had to grow. My mindset had to grow. So I started to have to invest in myself, my mental. I've had to start taking courses on how to hire the right people, how to train the correct way, how to maximize my time with each employee, how to multiply my business through my employees, how to incentivize my employees to bring in more business. Like, game changer. With that alone, I put in place an incentive plan for my employees that tripled my business by itself within 90 days. And I had problems hiring people. I didn't know how to hire people to keep up with the demand. Okay. So then I started turning people away, right? Which you don't ever want to do, right? In that particular case, I had my own situation going on. I was pregnant, and I was it was a whole bunch of stuff. I was getting married, everything else hit all at once. But I wouldn't suggest doing that unless you going through that situation yourself. You'll know. But so I had to learn that. If someone had told me that I would spend thousands of dollars on courses on time management, like a time management course, like who know how to manage your time. When I tell you, if you become so busy to the point where you can't get home on a regular basis at a set time, you're doing too much. You're not managing your time properly. If you're not getting the results that you need in a timely fashion, whereas you're inputting the amount of work, but your output isn't equal or greater than what you're putting in, then you are putting in too much work. You're not managing your time correctly, okay? You have to manage your time correctly, okay? So I've invested in courses on time management that have shifted my whole thinking, okay? Investing in yourself, winning as a team. Once you learn these things and you share these things with your team, you're really gonna win. I mean, they will help catapult you to the next level, and you will be able to catapult them into the next level. You'll be able to provide a great lifestyle for them. You'll be able to provide a great lifestyle for yourself, okay? That right there, when I started investing into courses and everything that I had an issue with, I invested into a course. So one of the things I had an issue with was hiring the right people. That was one I invested into. Another one was leadership. I needed to learn how to do leadership and manage people so that they could stay. And I have a high retention rate. So I took a course on that. Another course I took, which time management, I took on that. Financial wealth and taxes and things like that. I've had to take courses on these things because what happens is as you grow, like your business grows, you have to grow. Right? If you don't grow, your business will stay the same. And you'll figure out like, oh my God, I'm making six figures. Why do I keep making six figures every single year? Why, and then you'll start to think like, okay, I gotta step it up. I have to learn how to duplicate. I have to learn how to duplicate and systematize things. Okay. All right. Last tip, then I'm gone. But y'all, this changed my business too. I hate to admit that I used to do this, and I think this is on a subconscious level. I don't think I consciously did this, but I used to judge my customers. I used to, like, what do I mean by that? Okay, so I would have customer A and customer B, right? Customer A, wealthy, like, put together company, you know, hundreds of loads they can do, just everything, just put together beautifully, right? Customer B, some loads here and there, disorganized, you know, just shifty, just kind of all over the place, right? Just these are your two customers, right? So mentally, right, I would judge my customers and I'd be like, okay, I have to do this customer's things first because, they have all this opportunity behind them. I'm going to make sure they're good and blah, 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 right? And this customer, right, I would do their stuff afterwards, right? Well, lo and behold, when I started really paying attention to my numbers, this customer had they people already. I was in the set, right? But I wasn't the top 10 they was using. This customer right here was bringing me in more money. More money. right? And I started to, when I looked at my numbers, I started to pay more attention to this customer. Guess what? They gave me more business than I even knew they had, right? So they tripled my business because I started servicing them in the way that I would service this customer, right? Literally, think about that. If your business triples overnight, one phone call, hey, I used to have one, now I have three every day. Well, goodness. When were you going to tell me that? I didn't even know you had that. Right? That was my response. And that has happened to me over and over and over again. So what I'm telling you is do not judge your customer. Okay? Don't do it, because the most successful customers that you have or that you see, a lot of times they're successful because they are doing the things that they've been doing. The customers that may be a little disorganized, disgruntled, uh, they may seem a little shifty, like those are the ones that really bring home the bank. Okay. So that's all I wanted to share with you today is Coach Christina. If you like consultations, if you like my course, click on the link below. I'll be here to help. If you're ready to become successful, click that link and I will be available to you. Take care.